All right, we're going to get started. I've got Abby. Once again, thank you, my audience. Our Sunday school lesson is on hope, okay? And if you have your Sunday school book, it's going to take you into the book of, I think it's Peter, and it's really good, and you should read it. But I'm going to go a different route, but I'm going to keep the topic of hope. But I'm going to share with you a psalm, okay? So if you have your Bible, you can open it to Psalm 130, okay? And the Sunday school message for this week is hope, okay? All right, so here we go. In the Bible, it says, "Wait for the Lord. Out of the depths I cried to you, O Lord. O Lord, hear my voice. Let your ears be attentive to my cry for mercy. If you, O Lord, kept a record of sins, O Lord, who could stand? But with you there is forgiveness. Therefore you are feared. I wait for the Lord. My soul waits. And in his word I put my hope. My soul waits for the Lord. More than watchmen wait for the morning. More than watchmen wait for the morning. O Israel, put your hope in the Lord. For with the Lord is unfailing love, and with him is full redemption. He himself will redeem Israel from all their sins." Okay? All right, it says Psalm 130. And in my Bible, out beside it, I have the words unfailing love and redemption. And then I have Libby, okay? And if you don't know Libby, which if you're listening to this, you probably do, but she's a precious woman who went to be with the Lord. I think it was June 5th. She was 48 years old, a mother of 2 beautiful children, and a husband who just adored her, right? Married for 30 years. She's amazing, okay? She went to be with the Lord. Well, 2 weeks before she passed our Sunday school class, we went to visit her, took her a meal, and she was just beautiful and precious and talkative and just wonderful. 2 weeks before she passed. And we had a wonderful time, and we all left. We were getting to leave, and she wanted to talk to me. And Jamie wanted to talk to me, and basically it was he had run into my sister and just how I was having a hard time with this because I loved Libby. We all love Libby. She was my friend. Just you didn't understand or why this is happening or anyways. Okay, I'm gonna cry, but listen, Libby took my hand, okay, and this is hope, okay. So if I'm not going to give you a dictionary definition. I'm going to give you a concrete explanation of what is hope, okay. Libby was hope, and this is what she did. She grabbed my hands, okay. Now this is hope, okay, and think to yourself, could you do this? Could you be like this if you were in this situation? Here I was crying, sobbing. Jamie said, "Sarah, don't." And Libby grabbed my hand and said, "I know where I'm going. Don't worry about me." And her eyes were just so blue, so smiling, just calm. She said, "Pray for Jamie. Pray for Jamie." Okay? And his arms were wrapped around her. And then I said, "Libby, here she is, but she has hope. She has hope. She knows where she's going. She wants us to pray for her husband, Jamie, and her 2 girls." Okay? That's love. Okay? So, out beside this psalm, as I said, I put Libby. So, this is the psalm we're going to talk about. And, we're going to hope, okay? A Christian is a person who decides to face and live through suffering, okay? If we do not make that decision, we are endangered on every side. A man or woman of faith who fails to acknowledge and deal with suffering becomes at last, okay, either a cynic or a melancholic or a suicide, okay? Now, a cynic is someone who's, they just have negative views on life, negative, right? And if you're a melancholic, that just means you're depressed, okay? And if so, we don't know what that is, right? So see, and what do we see all around us? Crazy stuff going on, right? Right? As a Christian, we don't have to be any of those things. Psalms 130 grapples mightily with suffering, okay? And it's a usable experience for those who are committed to traveling the way of faith to God through Jesus Christ. And that's what, as Christians, that's what we're doing. Okay, so listen. This psalm, I love it, okay? It's setting the anguish out in the open, okay? Oh, it says, out of the depths I cry to you, O Lord. O Lord, hear my voice, okay? The psalm gives dignity to suffering. It does not look on suffering as something embarrassing that must be hushed up or locked in a closet where it becomes a skeleton, because this sort of thing shouldn't happen to a real person of faith. You know what I mean? And it doesn't treat it as a puzzle that must be explained and therefore turned it over to theologians or philosophers to work out an answer. Suffering in this psalm is set squarely, openly, passionately before God. Okay? It's acknowledged and it's expressed, and it's described and it is lived. If the psalm did nothing more than that, it would be a prize, for it is difficult to find anyone in our culture, listen to this, who will respect us when we suffer. We live in a time when everyone's goal is to be perpetually healthy and constantly happy. If any one of us fails to live up to those standards that are advertised as the norm, we're labeled as a problem to be solved, and a host of well-intentioned people try to rush out and cure you. or say, well, you must have done this, or there's this, or try to come up with some explanation. And in the last Sunday school lesson, I talked about Olivia McCoy, the 24-year-old I teach with. And I'm going to brag on her. She's wise beyond her years, but she lives in her camper, okay? She's still her and her husband, beautiful camper, and they're saving to build a house. And she's being pressured on all sides. Why don't you start building? Why don't you, from family, friends. I mean, it's odd. It's in our time to still a camper going on a year, year and a half. But she's got a plan. Her and her husband have a plan. But most importantly, this is what she said to me just 2 days ago, and this is what I pray to God, and I wait for what He'll say and do. And this is, she's 24, and she talks like that, okay? She's praying. The Lord's got it. She's not in any rush. She's waiting on the Lord. So, she's got hope. The Lord's going to take care of it. Now listen, it's not that let's get back to this world and the time of suffering. As Christians, we don't celebrate in our suffering. Oh, I'm suffering that, the heart, I'm more righteous, or I'm more holy when I'm hurting or sacrificing or struggling. No. There's some suffering in which we get involved in that we cause on ourselves, but there's also common sense wisdom in Christian ways which prevents us from suffering for the wrong reasons if we only pay attention to it. All right, listen to this. This is a quote by Henry Nguyen. It says, "Many people suffer because of the false idea on which they have based their lives. This idea is that there should be no fear or loneliness, confusion, or doubt. But these sufferings can only be dealt with creatively, when they are understood as wounds integral to our human condition. Therefore, ministry is a very confronting service. It does not allow people to live with illusions of immortality and wholeness. It keeps reminding others that they are mortal and broken, but also that with the recognition of this condition, liberation starts." Okay? Liberation is freedom. Now, I love Psalms 130. And I want to read, this is the Message version, okay? And this is written by Eugene Peterson, okay? I don't know if you know him, but this book is called A Long Obedience, okay? It's a good book. You need to read it. But listen to he wrote the Message. And listen to this, I thought this brought Psalms 133 to life even more. Listen, what do you think about this translation? Listen to this. It says, "Help God. The bottom has fallen out of my life. Master, hear my cry for help. Listen hard. Open your ears. Listen to my cries for mercy. If you, God, kept records on wrongdoings, who would stand a chance? As it turns out, forgiveness is your habit, and that's why you're worshipped. I pray to God, My life a prayer, and I wait for what he'll say and do. My life's on the line before God, my Lord. Waiting, watching till morning. Waiting and watching till morning. O Israel, wait and watch for God. With God's arrival comes love. With God's arrival comes generous redemption. Okay, redemption. I don't know if you've seen that movie. What is it? I Can Only Imagine. Remember when the dad he's saying, what's that? Or he says to his son, I know why you like to make things out of junk. Make things new again. And that's what redemption is. It's when you take something old and worn out, right? And you make it new, right? Redemption. Generous redemption. It's no doubt about it. He'll redeem Israel. He'll buy back Israel from captivity to sin. Okay? Was that not just a wonderful way to read the Psalms? Isn't it? Just like bring it to life. Okay? Listen to this. Certain sentences in that psalm show specific knowledge of the character of God. Okay? I think sometimes we believe in God, but that's spiritual. That's spiritual. It's not, we can't see it, right? God's invisible, right? And sometimes God, we make God small, but God is huge. Sometimes we think God is being stingy with us or not fair with us, but this psalm, it explains the character of God, okay? He's a personal redeemer, okay? He makes us whole. He makes us new. He's forgiven us, okay? He loves us, all right? He has a relationship with us. He wants us to wait on him. He wants us to trust him. He's personal, okay? He wants to help us. He's our helper, okay? We have meanings to our life. We have a purpose, okay? With God, we have salvation, okay? We have a hope. This life on this earth is not it. It's not it. And we work and we strive for this life here. But really, right? And we can usually be, as an example, 48 and she's with the Lord, but what did she do in those 48 years? They enjoyed life. They enjoyed. Back in September, our Sunday school class went to Edisto, and there were like 8, 9, 10 of us couples in this beautiful beach house, and Libby wasn't feeling good. So, could you imagine not feeling good and being in your room and loud? We're loud, and she's trying to sleep and relax, and she's not feeling good, and Jamie is taking care of her like an amazing nurse, okay? And I don't know, second night, she gets up. She goes shark fishing with Devin and Jamie, yeah. And then she comes back and she wants to play games, okay? And we're playing these games at the table, and Rebecca and Jody, they're crazy, okay? Some of them are up on tables acting things out, okay? It was some silly game where you put the thing in silliness, goofiness, loudness, crazy fun. Well, it's my turn. And I'm like, this is so silly, man. You want me to act this out? Y'all are like acting like it's the Olympics or the Super Bowl or something. It's not a big deal. It's just so silly, okay? And I was like, I don't have to do this. And Libby she says, just enjoy. Just have fun. Okay? So, we take ourselves so seriously. Why can't we just enjoy? Have fun. Okay? Enjoy. And here she is, not the best of health, and she's having a good time. And how many of us walk around with good health and we're depressed or cynical or negative or just down? Okay? We find as we observe how God is addressed in this psalm that he is understood as one who forgives sin. I'm a sinner, okay? If you're walking and breathing, you're a sinner. We're not perfect, okay? We're not perfect. None of us are perfect. But the psalm, listen, it says, he forgives sin He comes to those who wait in hope, okay, for him, who is characterized by steadfast love and plenteous redemption, and who will redeem us. God, listen, I know you can't see him, all right? I know, and there's lots of distractions in this world to keep you from even taking time to read his word or pray to him, to think about him, to look at his beautiful creation, right? God makes a difference. God acts positively toward his people. God is not indifferent. He's not rejecting. He is not stingy, providing only for bare survival. God is love. So as Christians, guys, listen, this is why we're able to face, right, tomorrow. We're able to acknowledge. We're able to accept. We're able to live through suffering. We know that it can never be ultimate. Okay? It's not ultimate. And Libby was a good example of that. It's not ultimate. She knew where she was going. She knew she was going to be okay. It can never constitute the bottom line. God is at the foundation, and God is at the boundaries. God seeks the hurt, maimed, wandering, and the lost. Listen to this. God woos the rebellious, okay, and the confused. If God were different than he is, not one of us would have a leg to stand on. And in the psalm where it says, if you, God, kept records on wrongdoings, who would stand a chance? Every day, every minute. Lord, you must love us a lot, because we're good at messing things up, aren't we? Psalms 130 is about hoping. It's about waiting. It's about watching. Now, Abby loves Marion Lawson. I think we runs up. So I want to talk about Marion now. He's like he has a garden, huge garden. Okay, if the end of times came, that's where we need to go. Okay, because he'll have it all the fruits and vegetables. He's always working in his garden. So, but it's being a gardener or having a garden. There's a lot of waiting, and there's a lot of things happening that you cannot control. Right? You have to have a lot of faith. Right? But while he's waiting, he's not sitting there drinking his sweet tea doing nothing, right? Every day he's out there working, working on us. He's learning, right? He's always researching new ways, new techniques, new ways to keep the insects away, or new ideas. Gossip? No, he doesn't gossip, but I'm sure he gets together with other people that have gardens and hey, what are you doing to keep the deer away? Or what are you, But he doesn't know frost is going to come or no rain's going to come. He can't control this. But it's kind of like the Psalms. He knows that the morning will come, and he knows who's ultimately in control. In the meantime, he's going to take care of his garden and do what he learns to do and knows to do, and hope for the best, right? Hope. And if it doesn't work out, he'll just replant, right? Redo, right? Okay, so Christians, okay, we're Christians, we're waiting, we're watching. That is hoping. And hoping, listen, it's based on this belief that God is involved in your life and in my life, and he is working, even when you don't think he is. He is working. When nothing's happening, when you don't think anything's happening, or things aren't happening the way you think they ought to, or what you plan for them to, you plan for them to do. Listen, it means going about your life confident that God is going to provide for you and take care of you, and that his will is best. Okay? That's hope. Listen, it's not about keeping up with appearances, okay? Hope is not desperate, okay? Hope's not panicky, Hope is not manipulative. Some of us are really good at doing that, aren't we? Okay? And hope is not like anxious and scurrying around, worried, okay? Hope is not dreaming, too. Hope, no, that's not hope. Hope is waiting and watching, trusting, enjoying, working, living, loving others, taking time to read His Word and to pray, to go out in the nature, have some solitude, okay? It all begins, hope is in your mind. It starts in your mind. And as Christians right now, what could we all use more of? Hope, okay? But it's there. You have to choose hope. You have to hope. You have to do it, okay? All right, listen to this. God will do what He said He will do. God will do what He said He will do. It is imagination. It's like you're put in the harness of faith. I love that. It is a willingness to let God do it His way and in His time. It is the opposite of making plans that we demand that God put into effect, telling Him both how and when to do it. That's not hoping. That's not hoping. It's like bullying God. Don't be a bully, right? I pray to God. That's what it says here in Psalms 130. I pray to God. My life, a prayer. And wait for what He'll say and do. My life's on the line before God, my Lord, waiting and watching until morning. Waiting and watching until morning. So the bottom has a bottom. Some have you ever hit bottom? But the heights are boundless, guys, with God. The possibilities are endless. Don't put God in a box. Okay, hope. Know that we are helped to go ahead, learn the skills of waiting and watching and hoping, by which God is given room to work out His plans for your life. While you and I fix our attention on Him, on His grace, on His resurrection, on His love for us. Okay? So let's read Psalm 130 one more time. Okay? And meditate on it. Think about these words. All right, here we go. Psalms 130. I'm going to do the Message version because I like it. Help, God. The bottom has fallen out of my life. Master, hear my cry for help. Listen hard. Open your ears. Can't you can you listen to my cries for mercy? If you, God, kept records on wrongdoings, who would stand a chance? As it turns out, forgiveness is your habit, and that's why you're worshipped. I pray to you, God. My life is a prayer, and I wait for what He'll say and do. My life's on the line before God, my Lord, waiting and watching till morning. Waiting and watching till morning. O Israel, wait and watch for God. With God's arrival comes love. With God's arrival comes generous redemption. There's no doubt about it. He'll redeem us, buy us back from the captivity of sin. So this week, and the next, and the next, and the next, keep hoping. Keep hoping and waiting and watching and trusting.